sure there's a lot of Soulsborne fans out there super excited for the upcoming Elden Ring reign. This was a total surprise reveal back at the awards, the Game Awards. Nobody thought that there was going to be yet another Elden Ring content, especially because Hidetaka Miyazaki, the game director, literally said there's not going to be another sequel to Elden Ring. But that doesn't mean there won't be a spin-off. And so when we got that trailer, we were shocked. But what we were even more shocked about it is that it definitely felt like a different kind of Elden Ring. If anything, it was almost like it was taking elements from Sekiro. It was taking elements from all of its from all the Soulsborne games and putting them in this one package. So what is Elden Ring Nightreign? This is a question that a few friends of mine even asked me. I'm like, okay, so I'll break it down to you. It's basically a mixture of a few things. It's a hybrid genre. It is still a Souls-like. You have your bosses, but instead it's going to be a boss rush in a somewhat, battle royale-esque world that I'm hoping is procedurally generated, that is co-op, purely co-op, but also there's a solo choice, and it has a little bit of roguelike to it as well, which means you are going to be jumping back into this battle royale map multiple times. And the way they're doing it is you're trying to rush your way to a mini boss on sort of like a three-day cycle. So every day there's going to be a mini boss you fight, and by the third day you fight a major or main boss, and that's how you progress. If you fail, then you go back all the way to the beginning, and that's the roguelike aspect of it. And this time you don't really have your own very sophisticated customized build. There is preset characters, preset classes that you can pick from. A few of them that they've showcased. Apparently there's going to be 8 classes that you can choose, and all of them have specialized abilities, ultimate moves with cooldowns. So there's actually, they've showcased a few of them during the network test preview. A lot of reviewers, content creators on YouTube did entire breakdowns on it. 2 YouTube channels I recommend that you check out, Vati Vidya and Iron Pineapple. They did a great job of covering the network tests and what their thoughts were on it, as I only can cover so much in this limited time. But some of the classes were Welder. Welder is kind of like a dexterity class, fast. He's fast and nimble. Kind of like a well-rounded kind of class. Then we have the Duchess. Duchess is kind of like the rogue class. She's very fast and fragile. And then there was also, I think his name was Redden, and he's kind of like a tanky guardian, as well as a magic focus class called Recluse. All of them have their own special abilities that complement the team, the cooperative 3-player team that go into the 3-day cycle run. And the game takes place in a place called Limvale. It's vast and it's an ever-changing map that shrinks over time due to the advancing night cycle. And there's sort of this fire circle that keeps shrinking, and you kind of have to, fight a few mob enemies, pick up some loot, and keep moving. If you stay in one place, you're gonna die. That's where the battle royale element comes in. Players explore this world. They have to loot the gear. They have to prepare for increasingly difficult bosses that appear at the end of each night phase. And then we have the PvE challenges. Each night ends with a boss fight, and the difficulty keeps ramping up as players progress through those phases. Players must cooperate together to take down those enemies. And what's interesting is that they're bringing back recurring bosses from older franchises like Dark Souls. This is the one of the things that were really shocked, is that there's Dark Souls bosses in this game, but they are entirely revamped from the ground up. They have some similar movesets, but some of them are entirely new, and it means that it's not going to feel like the same thing, especially for hardcore Soulsborne fans out there who have played those games, beaten those bosses a million times. they're going to be surprised what those those recurrent bosses are going to have in store. And even Elden Ring bosses are going to be there with new movesets as well. And so players need to strategize based on their classes and weapons, and have to synergize by equipping various weapons that provide buffs, and they must adapt based on the loot and challenges they encounter. Now, there's no armor Nightreign. Players can enhance their characters through relics, which provide persistent upgrades and encourage replayability. These upgrades can significantly change the approach to combat in each session. And that doesn't mean these relics you get to keep after the run. This is where the roguelike part comes in, is that after a run is over, a lot of these buffs and upgrades don't go with you, but the weapons still do. So there was a major network test that took place. Many players on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X tried it out. It was a bit of a stress test on the servers, and there were some issues, which FromSoftware and Bandai Namco have apologized for and are going to address. But that's the point. That's why there was a stress test to begin with, to see how much they can handle in terms of the network. And now they did also announce an official release date for this game. It's coming out on May 30th, 2025. It's going to be on the PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and it's priced at a beautiful $40. Isn't that wonderful? I think that's a great price for what they're offering here, especially because it is a spin-off and nothing else. I mean, it's not a full-blown AAA new original IP coming out of FromSoft, which I'm sure eventually we'll hear more about what their next project will be. But this is a really nice middle ground, a nice sort of filler as we wait for what's coming next. And in a way, it's a great opportunity for the developers at FromSoftware to really flex their creative muscles and dabble with other genres and subgenres and blending them together to create a very new and unique experience for the Souls-like genre. So, I'm going to be playing Elden Ring Nightreign when it comes out day one, and I hope to do even an official review here on the Evening Buzz. If you've gotten the chance to see some of the network test previews, do let me know. Share your thoughts and opinion right here on the Evening Buzz. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with a lot more news from the world of entertainment, only here on Pulse 95.